It's time to get serious about cleaning this kitchen today. Like I just been letting it go for days now. It's been like a good 3 days or something since I did anything in here. Just all fucking just garbage just sitting around from eating out. Just a bunch of crap. Boom, got a bunch of crap over here. Like the floor is like this. Man, these fucking puppies, man. Alright, though, yeah, I'm gonna get serious about it. I've been fucking around the last 2 days, getting high and shit. Let's get serious about this shit today. Man, oh man. It happens sometimes. It's a one-man show over here, okay, I gotta do everything. Sometimes I just let it go. I'm like, fuck it, I don't feel like doing it.
Decor days are coming. Up to 50% off select furniture and decor, May 1st through 5th. Presented by HomeDepot.com. Our biggest spring style event, Decor Days, is coming May 1st.
Cats are hungry. They're all waiting.
Our goal is to save on a stylish decor you never have to leave the house for. Because why get off the couch to find you? Why change your great clothes for change up your walls? Why face the light of clothes for plants that don't need it?
I'm coming, kitties. I'm bringing it over. No, come here, Greenie.
Now for less during Decor Days.
No, right here.
Only on HomeDepot.com.
Yeah, I'll go. For now. Maybe you know what, kitty? I'm gonna put it over here. Come on. So I can deal with the dishes and stuff. Hey, kitty. What do you want? What are you
First up, we're in Tampa, Florida, where 37-year-old Doris E.D. Moore is suspected of murdering a man for his lottery winnings. 4 years earlier, 40-year-old Abraham Shakespeare hit a $30 million jackpot in the state's lottery. According to prosecutors, Moore befriended Abraham and gained control of his assets under the guise of a financial advisor. And he became suspicious and discovered he could have access to money.
fuck, man. Kitty! Who's there? Who's here? Let me see. Welcome. Yay!
Today, Moore is being interrogated by Detectives David Wallace and Deputy from the Polk County Sheriff's Office. It's the day after Abraham's body was discovered buried under a concrete slab at the home of Moore's ex-husband, James, with multiple gunshot wounds to his chest.
Hey, I'm going to speak to you right from the start and let you know I'm not going to sit here and listen to more twists and turns. Okay, we're not going to go down different roads and paths because I don't need to.
Oh, thank you.
Let's not waste our time.
Kitty cat.
Let's not waste his time. Let's not waste my time. All right? Because as of right now, listen to me. As of right now, that's a pretty good idea of what happened. Now it's time to lay it out. Right now.
I just know. I want to do, but I don't know.
Listen to me. All right, it's time to start admitting what you did. Honestly, I have a very good idea of what happened. Okay.
Can you tell me?
James Moore did dig that thing. Okay, I know he did.
Detectives are referring to Moore's ex-husband, James, who they believe dug the hole Shakespeare's found in. They don't believe, however, that James knew the hole was for a grave. But they can convince Moore that James may also be charged with murder, effectively making their son an orphan if they're both sent to prison. Maybe she'll come clean.
already told court that James did not know what that phone was that I was.
And how could he not know?
Because what I did was.
You're looking at a probably 6-foot hole. How could you not know?
Because I told him we were burying some concrete. We buried concrete out there on the property before.
There's no concrete buried where the victim was found?
I know that. I know.
The truth is you had something to do with it, and now you say the truth about what happened.
I'm telling you the truth and you don't want to listen. You care. No, you don't. You don't want the truth. I didn't put him there.
Yes, you did.
So the jury's gonna buy all of that?
No, they're not. I'm going to jail for something I didn't do.
And so is James.
Why is James going?
I told you, he's got to go home.
You're trying to threaten me with that because that is not fair. You should not dig that hole. So you're telling me that James could have a polygraph to say he didn't have well, he never would do anything wrong in his life. What do you want me to say? Do you want me to take the charge and want me to say I murdered him so that he doesn't get charged?
I want the truth from you for the first time since November
I
10th.
told you the truth. I told you that. He came here and you haven't.
You have not. Quit telling me I've denied you the whole time.
You want me to tell you a lie. So you tell me what lie you want me to tell you, and then James can stay there because it's not fair to him. He did not know anything. He is innocent in all of this, and you're going to put innocent in jail.
You are not.
You want me to admit that I
are not.
forcefully I paid some crazy man to kill? That is not true. I wouldn't pay for a man to get killed. Over what?
Moore never changed her story, but the discovery of Abraham's body was enough to bring charges. She stood trial where evidence, including financial records and a $50,000 bribe she made to an undercover informant in exchange for them taking the fall for killing Abraham, led to her conviction on first-degree murder charges. Moore was later sentenced to life without parole by a judge who called her cold, calculating, and cruel. She also received a mandatory 25-year sentence for using a gun in the commission of a felony. Her husband, James Moore, was never charged in the case. As of September 2023, Doris Dee Dee Moore is seeking a new trial, claiming she received ineffective counsel.
Kitty, come on, man. What are you doing up here? Stop here. Get the hell on.
Rearrange furniture in angular shapes to evoke a ship's layout.
Meta, I need some clever whale pun names for these appetizers.
Humpback hummus, narwhal nachos.
Cute.
The whale represents the vastness of life and the meaninglessness of existence.
Can I get some discussion starters from Avita? Let's start with revenge.
New projects means new project managers. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for
Alright.
talented candidates to find it, which
Where's
makes
my
it
spray
easier for
bottle?
you
That's
to
what I need.
hire
I
them.
need my.
Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Where'd it
With new
go?
McValue at McDonald's, you'll get more than you expect.
Where did
All
it go,
day,
huh?
every day. Like a buy one, add one for $1 deal at everyone's favorite place. Or when you go to see the playoffs, get meal deals for the tailgate. And when you've got a few minutes before the bell to save on breakfast, get deals in the app. The choice is yours, and the choice with McValue is always more. Get more than you expect with new McValue at McDonald's.
Love is in the air, in the whisper of the tree. Love is in the air.
Next, we're in Bemidji, Minnesota, where 32-year-old Jacob Kinn is being questioned about the disappearance of a 5-year-old girl. Hours earlier, authorities responded to a report of an early morning mobile home fire. When they arrived, they found the body of 35-year-old Melissa Norby, who was later identified as the missing girl's babysitter. A check of Melissa's recent contacts revealed a romantic relationship with Kinn, an ex-con with past convictions for child pornography.
Yeah, I found it.
Special Agent
Found it.
Paul Girardi and Chad Macias reached
Alright,
Kin
let's,
through his parole officer, who arranged for him to come in and speak with them. Kin has already denied any involvement in the case.
You stupid ass motherfucker, shut up.
Something got out of control. And somebody ended up dead. And this little girl is somewhere. Whether she's alive or whether she's gone, we have an obligation to everyone to bring her home. Sir, I don't know where she's at. I don't have her. You're insisting that I have her or I know where she's at. If you're doing something to this little girl, that would happen. Why? Because I don't have her. I didn't have her. I wasn't there. That's why. I didn't do anything with the little girl. I haven't seen the little girl. I haven't seen Melissa in a long time. I haven't done anything. But today I was working, yesterday I was working, and I was fishing. And I haven't seen either one of them or talked to either one of them. But what do you think when she fishing outside?
Police say Kin claimed to have been fishing 2 days earlier. But when detectives tracked his phone, they discovered it had pinged on a tower 40 miles away.
Whoa.
Your cell phone is not even close to where you say you're fishing. That's concerning us. Yeah, but I can't explain it because I was fishing.
Kin is released, but just hours later, as investigators search property owned by his brother, where Kin's cell phone had pinged the day of the fire, they discovered fresh tire tracks that lead to a trailer.
God damn it, man.
Its door taped shut.
Is it okay if I come in? Okay, you don't have to be scared, okay? We're the police.
Inside, they found the child, who'd been missing for over 24 hours, tied up, but seemingly without any serious injuries. But an examination would later reveal that she'd been sexually abused. Detectives bring Kin back for further questioning.
So, nothing's changed from last night? 100% sure?
Not 100% sure. Also, I'm tired and groggy and just stayed up all night and I tried to see what changed between 2 hours ago and now.
Who goes there? Karma? Hey, Karma.
Of the rescued
I
child.
see you, Karma.
Is that 5% that you have to one day, not sure?
Now, let's start over. What do you got to tell us?
Now is the time, Jake. The kid, more than you think we do right now. And now is the time for you to someone who's going to stop. Then I went over there the other night. Well, Monday. Tuesday. Trying to set up I'm getting turned on before I go forward. Did you go there? Or from Melissa?
Go.
Melissa, but it was...
Come here. Two-Face.
Did you know that she was going to be there?
Come on.
Yeah.
Days later, Kin was charged. The following year, he pled guilty to and kidnapping, testifying that he sexually assaulted the girl and killed Melissa by strangling her with a belt. Police all between Kin and Melissa that the kidnapping was planned for the purposes of sexually assaulting the girl. The girl was reunited with her family, who said in a statement she was thriving. Kin was sentenced to 52 consecutive years in prison, 33 for murder, 57 months for kidnapping, and 171 months for sexual assault. He won't be eligible for parole until 2051, when he would be 67 years old.
Yeah, the NBA playoffs.
Oh.
And it's about
You like it?
ridiculous. This isn't about
Did Louis like it?
This is about who's that. This time it's different. Call it B-ball.
New projects means new project managers. You need to hire.
I need to
Indeed, you do.
Loves it, huh?
When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented
Maybe I need to get a
candidates
couple of those,
which makes
huh?
it easier for
Catnip
you
plants.
to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Dear California Dreamers, about to hit our next chapter. But first, selling this house. Lived here 36 years. And we need
Got a Home
help.
Depot?
With the numbers and negotiations, sure. But someone gets the big stuff too. Like reminding us that although what's next isn't always clear, when someone has your back,
Catnip.
it's way easier to see.
You be getting high off of that. Huh? You be going crazy.
Taco Bell brought back crispy chicken nuggets, and I can't believe how good they are.
Why can't you believe it?
Because you're Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
Yeah, but a taco place can do nuggets, right?
Yeah, the Hidden Valley Fire Ranch is awesome.
Okay, they're good, but we're not chicken place. When did you guys become a chicken place? Because a taco place is good nuggets. Are we not allowed to do both?
What do you mean?
You think it's cool to do both, right?
Okay.
I don't think so. We're totally a taco place that's a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Next, we're in Highland Heights, Kentucky, where 21-year-old Shayna Hubers is being questioned about the shooting death of her boyfriend, 29-year-old Ryan Thurston. According to prosecutors, Hubers and Ryan had been dating for a year and a half, but Ryan had told Hubers he was ready to move on. On the night he died, police say Ryan had a date planned with another woman, but Hubers showed up unannounced at his condo. Hubers claimed that she and Ryan got into a physical altercation, which resulted in her shooting him in self-defense. Hubers detailed the alleged physical abuse during a 911 call.
Kim County 911. Ma'am, I killed my boyfriend in self-defense. I'm not a murderer, man. I just killed him. What happened exactly? What happened? He ran me out of the house, and I came back in to get my things, and he was right in front of me. And he reached out and grabbed a gun, and I grabbed it out of his hand and pulled the trigger. Okay, and is this your gun? No, this is his gun. He keeps my guns in the house.
Today, she's at police headquarters about to be interrogated by Lieutenant Dave Fornash.
Alright, well, it's Dave Fornash, I'm sorry for that. What do you want? We just want to find out what happened.
I really want to have an attorney for it.
You have an attorney?
My parents could get me one.
Despite asking for an attorney before making a statement, Hubers starts talking anyway.
Honestly, like, shot the man in self-defense.
Okay.
Like, and I don't know how that's going to go over because he's an attorney and his family's a bunch of attorneys. But he was throwing me around the room, like picking me up and like had my face in press.
Right.
And I shot him in self-defense because he jumped up before where I hit my head on a headboard.
Okay.
And
Well, that's the kind of questions I was going to ask. I ask questions, okay? When you make a statement, that's fine. But I can't ask you any questions because you want an attorney.
I do want an attorney.
Okay.
Fornash steps out of the room, and another officer checks in on Hubers, who continues to make unprompted statements about the incident.
And so I feel really bad about it because I really liked him. But he was talking to him and didn't know what he was past. And it's like, I don't wish people would be in my heart. But I'm really, really concerned. I don't know if it's good. You know, and I haven't tried to share my relationship with something. So now, screaming at me at the top of his lungs after he had turned me around. He was going, I hate you, future. You can't come back to that. Nothing will really come out of me.
The officer leaves Hubers alone. She decides to show off her vocal talents.
got this part done.
Seems
Covered
to
it,
further
dude.
incriminate herself.
I did it. Yes, I did it.
Bornash returns to inform Hubers of next steps.
Okay, everything was in. I'm gonna have to start your murder, okay, right now. Florida, you gotta do your court stuff, and then decide what they're gonna do with it.
Hubers faced trial, where witnesses testified that she admitted to them that bruises which have been attributed to Ryan were actually self-inflicted. She was convicted of murder and sentenced to 40 years in prison.
Yeah.
The case seemed closed until her attorney discovered an issue with one of the jurors, which disqualified them from jury duty under Kentucky law. A judge threw out the conviction and granted Hubers a new trial, where she was found guilty again, and this time sentenced to life in prison. She'll be eligible for parole in 2032 when she be 41 years old.
So excited for book club.
Excuse me, hi. Hey, Mata, how can I rearrange my living room to feel more nautical?
Rearrange furniture in angular shapes to evoke a ship's layout.
Hey, Mata, I need some clever whale pun names for these appetizers.
Humpback hummus, narwhal nachos.
Cute.
The whale represents the vastness of life and the meaninglessness of existence.
Can I get some discussion starters for Moby Dick? Let's start with revenge.
Oh, my back is getting better though.
There's a reason they don't call them clean bikes, am I right? Because of dirt bike.
Gas stations.
Poof. You gotta start at the top and work your way down. Want me to do yours next? Oh, you're from Oklahoma.
They have to fill the silence.
The bathroom code's 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your whole auto when you bundle with us.
Look at this hot rodder!
Bulletproof-ish! Studios Thunderbolts, PG-13.
Next, we're in Orlando, Florida, where 24-year-old former Walt Disney World employee Patrick Spice is being questioned as a person of interest in connection with the alleged theft of more than $7,000 worth of memorabilia from the theme park. According to police reports, the allegedly stolen items are costumes and wigs from the Magic Kingdom's Haunted Mansion attraction. Court documents detail how Spikes became a suspect after he allegedly posted some of the stolen items on social media 2 months after they were taken. And police say Spikes received more than $30,000 in PayPal payments for the items. Today, detectives David Foro Jr. and Kent III interrogate Spikes at Orlando PD headquarters.
No one from Disney's here. You're not detained, you're not arrested. You understand? Okay, I want to make sure that we're on the same page. Your phone ever been stolen? No, why is that? Well, I'm trying to figure out if anyone would have taken your phone and used it anywhere. Why do you think this? I'm asking. Okay, so you don't loan your phone out to anybody.
So we're getting there.
So we're gonna talk.
Detectives then present 2 photos of the allegedly stolen items that they say they've traced to Spike's phone.
You can put your phone on the table for me. Yeah, just put it over here. Don't mess with it. Just put it down. So, pictures on that phone. Were they taken with that phone? So how long have you on that phone? Maybe... No, put it down. Touch number. So those pictures are on the internet right now and they're attached to your phone number. You can send those pictures out. Sure. So that's not your car. You don't own a bag like that or ever possess one like that.
This isn't Disney World backstage. This isn't your leg. I just want to get this all out in the open so later on, because obviously you realize now I know more than you think I know. Okay? I want to make sure all your lies are straight right now, or you want to come forward right now, because I know a little bit more than I'm telling you, Patrick. This is your car, that's your leg. These are the things you have in your possession. We want them back.
As detectives continue to turn up the heat, Spike seems to decide that it's time for him to exercise his right to legal counsel.
How about this? I'm about to walk out.
Okay.
You guys want to talk for tonight? Want to tell you about that?
Okay. Keep the car there.
Okay, I'm with you right now.
You got it. Okay, you're going to be secured right now. Okay, you're not going to destroy evidence right in front of them. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I under arrest?
You're going to be detained at this point.
I call mom and tell her that.
You're an adult, correct?
Yeah.
I'm not calling your mom. Stay there.
Eventually, Spikes entered a no contest plea to stolen property, which landed him 10 years probation, 250 hours of community service, and more than $25,000 in restitution. He was also ordered to never return to Disney Parks.
Oh, what happened, Cassandra? I remember you. What?
That's the reason they don't call them clean bikes, am I right? Because of drunk bike
Gas station.
You gotta start at the top and work your way down.
It's cleanup
Want me
day.
to do yours next? Oh, you're from Oklahoma.
They have to fill the silence.
The bathroom code's 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home auto when you bundle with us.
Look at this hot rodder.
I love you. Holy shit. Hey. Now I'm curious, man. I wonder what you look like. You're not some crazy, are you?
First up, we're in Phoenix, Arizona, where 92-year-old Anna Mae Blessing is being interrogated about the shooting of her son, Thomas Blessing. That morning, Blessing shot 72-year-old Thomas in his bedroom after she confronted
the
him
fucking
about his
dog.
decision to move
Dogs
around
and
their
cats.
home into
Dog
an
hair.
assisted living facility.
Cat
Something
hair.
He says he promised would never
It's a
happen.
constant battle around
Police
here.
responded to a 911 call placed by the victim's girlfriend, 57-year-old Julie Tierney.
At this point, I'm just like, I don't even care. Washing dishes, yeah, I gotta. My kitchen's a little fucked up. I gotta clean up in here. Trying to get this kitchen right.
When police arrived on the scene,
Sometimes I just let it go. I ain't been doing nothing for the last 3 days or 2 days. I've been just fucking around.
Blessing was arrested without further incident. Authorities transported her to the station for questioning. Her son died at the scene.
Life is rough when you're 92.
Today, Blessing is being interrogated by
Damn,
Deputy
she's
Thomas
92. She
Sedgwick.
just killed somebody.
So what I would like for you to do
Kill her son?
is to walk me through everything that happened from the time that you woke up this morning, Hannah, all the way up until me coming in here and talking to you right now.
First of all, tell you what led up to this and brought it on.
Absolutely.
Ever since years of my kids will never know. That Tom was a very foul mouth. He was one of the most domineering persons I've ever known.
Blessing relocated from Florida to Arizona following the death of her husband to be under Thomas's care.
Tommy has always promised me, Mom, that you never have to go to nursing home. I will always take care of
But eventually, Thomas broke his promise.
you. He came into my bedroom one night and told me, I'm going to put you in an old people's home. It's between you and Julie. He says you're the one's going to have to go because I'm 72 and I'll never get another chance at somebody like Julie. Julie got money.
The detective moves on to the events of that morning.
Julie's got money, she said.
Well, I had my gun.
She got it good and used it. Oh, old lady.
When I left the room, Julie come towards me. I pulled it out, pulled the hammer back first and pulled it out. And she grabbed Tom came from this side, and I backed up and I pulled the trigger. And it broke the mirror, and I don't know what it did. And then Tom was going to come at me again, so I pulled the trigger.
Okay. And when you fired the first round, you said it hit the mirror?
I think it hit him, but I'm not sure how.
How about the second round?
I know the second round hit him.
Okay, where did it hit him?
I have no idea. I do know
You don't know what I mean? What you talking about?
I've been over and took his pulse, and there was no pulse. So I knew I killed him. Went back into my bedroom.
When you went
I was a better Christian than this. But I guess I found out I wasn't.
Blessing was arrested and charged with murder in the first degree, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and kidnapping. She pled not guilty. Months later, she had a stroke in jail.
Yeah.
She was released from custody into hospice care, where she died just weeks before her trial was set to begin.
Current owners and lessons of an eligible competitive luxury brand vehicle.
Yeah, it's getting done though. I'll be a lot happier once this kitchen is back to normal.
I love going up to the sunset. I know those are memories that take.
Today's the day. If I get everything done today,
I remember my mom's reaction to me.
tomorrow I can just relax. I gotta get back to work tomorrow.
Asian hate crimes were making news, and that is when my parents saw this job. Saw that it was about helping people and not punishing them. I was born in the city. I was raised in the city, and now I'm protecting the city. Come join us.
Experience is the bridge that connects us to the world. The power of experience shapes our journey. At Northeastern, students aren't just learners. They're explorers of ideas, collaborators, and change in action. With experience, they drive innovation and transcend boundaries, creating the pioneers of pathways for future generations. Northeastern University. Activated by experience.
Next, we're in Twin Falls, Idaho, where 21-year-old Cade Lish is being questioned after an alleged stabbing. According to police reports, Lish got into a fight with 23-year-old Jeremiah Pizy at the Canyon Press Dining and Event Center after the two exchanged words. Lish fled the scene while Jeremiah's girlfriend called 911.
911, where's your emergency?
Eugene Rose, hey.
Can you press
please?
Okay, what's going on there?
Someone stabbed my boyfriend.
Do you know who it was?
No, he just stabbed her and ran on.
Jeremiah was taken to the hospital in serious condition. Police found Lynch later that night at a friend's trailer home. He was picked up for questioning. Now, he's being interrogated by Twin Falls police detective Benjamin Middlestat. Jeremiah died from his injuries while at the hospital. But the detective decides that sharing that news with Lish will wait for now.
I'd just like to know, kind of, from your point of view as to what happened tonight, how this started.
I went outside and I was talking to a random girl. The kid came out and I was talking to her and he said something. And I can't remember, it was something that I or something, he didn't say something he did. And I looked over and I recognized him, and I recognized that this kid that started some trouble before the night. And that's what started the whole deal. That's where I recognized him.
But at some point, he did get physical with this guy.
Yes, I just remember getting in and telling him, get off me, and I'm going to stick it.
But did you stab him?
Yes.
After hearing his side of the story, Detective Middlestat decides that it's time to let Lish know the news about Jeremiah Pisey.
There's just a couple of things here that we're going to have to deal with. Okay? First part is because of the number of times this guy was. Okay? I don't have an exact count because the doc, everything that's going on. Okay?
What would you do if I donate $500? Damn. Hold on. Let me think about that, man.
The second thing here, and this is probably going to be the hardest part.
Probably use it for some bills, you know? Usually the case. Gotta catch up on bills, that's about it.
Okay.
Not much else. Buy a bunch of dog food.
That's the tough part.
Yeah, nothing major, just that's all it is around here, you know. Just like I jump from paycheck to paycheck, just trying to pay the bills and then like feed the dogs and feed the kids, and it's simple life.
I can't imagine. This is a difficult situation.
Yeah. Oh, you know he about to go to jail for a minute. He killed him. Life is over. He said, I love cars. Give it to homeless people. Hey, look, if I was rich, I'd help them out too, but I ain't rich. Shit, I'm like just like a step above homelessness. Fuck. If I ain't careful, shit, like we can still go homeless around here. Shit. Do you have, what is that? 6-pack? Nah. Not anymore. Nah, I don't want to be doing all that. I'm not doing all that. I don't know who the hell you are. For all I know, you could be some weird ass motherfucking fat dude. I don't know. I'm good off of that.
A judge sentenced Lish to 22 years in prison. He was enrolled in 2022 and served just 19 years.
Yeah, it sucks, I know. Like I said, though, I don't know who the hell you are. Could be a dude, I don't know.
Complex? He's struggling. This is what I'm working with.
Rendezvous, no. Revenue, that checks out.
Check this out.
Alright. Man, I'm telling you, for like forever dishes. Every fucking dish in the house is dirty. Not even, and this is just like some of them. Most of them I know are upstairs. Like I know the kids got them upstairs. This ain't even all of it. Just throw away all that goddamn shit, man. Like I'm collecting garbage over here. I don't know, like this shit like Popeyes and then Wingstop and then like Domino's. It was a bad 3 days actually. I've been spending way too much money. I should have been. Today I'm gonna cook, like for sure. I got some stuff today. I'm not eating out today. It's time to get back to reality, like. Can't wait to go back to work, I swear. Get back to work, get back into the routine. My back is getting better. It should be real good by tomorrow.
Substance. A week earlier, Sagmoan called an escort to the rural property where he lived with his parents. Then, after the woman arrived and found the gate locked, he emerged from the bushes wearing a mask and a hoodie and uttering threats. When the woman frantically drove away, Sagmoan allegedly shot out one of the back tires, causing the car to crash. The victim then fled on foot and hid in a neighbor's yard. She then notified police. A week's long investigation led police to arrest Sagmoan during a traffic stop near his home. Today, Constable Richard McQueen begins interrogating Sagmoan by asking about his mobile phone, which police believe was used to call the escort that night.
When we search your phone, we're going to look for any type of application that you may have used that would alter the appearance of a phone number, that kind of thing. Have you ever used that type of application? I think you have used one of those applications. And I think you used it when you contacted me. Have you ever used the computers in the house? No. Ever? No, we don't use the computers in the house. Okay. We've had to seize them under warrant. We're here to talk about it. You losing your cool is not helping.
Hi, Curtis. Sorry to interrupt. I'm Corporal Kovacs.
McQueen's partner, Corporal Marty Kovacs, enters the room in an attempt to defuse Sagmoan's temper.
Alright, like always.
I've been watching what's been going on here. No, not at all. I'm not laughing about anything, okay? I understand you live in a rural area. You don't have...
Come get a break from those dishes. Alright now.
For his alleged threats towards the escort, Sagmoan went to jail that day. Waiting trial. Found guilty of during an offense and concealing his face with intent to commit an offense. He was sentenced to 2 years in jail with credit for time served and immediately released on 36 months probation.
Alright, slowly we're getting there. They're starting to come together.
The Great Barrier Reef, huh? G'day. Australia, and you look like you need a vacation. Yep, it's amazing.
No!
Come on.
Shit.
So what are you waiting for? Come and take an egg.
Let's turn your ambitious interaction, transform experience into expertise and passion into leadership. Let's connect with living professionals learn from business and tech leaders, and let's do it all right here in Oakland. It's your time. Let's go.
Take a second to reset. You can do this. Nice and control. That's good. Come on. Take a deep breath in. Let's do it. Straight to the finish line, baby. Let's go. Well done. I be going on every day.
Oh, shit.
Other sausage brands use non-meat filler. That's just not good.
Back still hurt.
Keep it real, people.
Still hurt.
And keep it juicy.
Next, we're in Broward County, Florida, where Sunrise police detectives are questioning 24-year-old Fidel Lopez about the death of his girlfriend, 31-year-old Maria Nemeth. 4 hours earlier, at 3:39 a.m., Lopez called 911 to report that Maria wasn't here.
911, what is your emergency?
When police and rescue arrived, they found the distraught Lopez standing next to Maria, who was lying dead on the bathroom floor. There was blood on the floor and walls, as well as a trail of blood leading down the hallway to a large walk-in closet. There was more blood in the closet, along with bits of soft tissue, which were later identified as beads of Maria's intestines. She had been disembodied.
Whoa.
We're going to talk about what happened today.
In the interrogation room, detectives Christopher Piper and Michael Grant asked Lopez to explain what happened to Maria. He says they went out for drinks and continued drinking when they returned to their apartment. Lopez that they married and had sex. Maria made some unusual requests.
Everything she told me to do was what she asked me to do. I believe that it wasn't small. It was like or something like that, and she wanted me to put it there too. You know, I just tried to make her happy. Then she was asking me all the stuff, and then, you know, I was starting feeling like uncomfortable, like, you know, because she never asked me that, and I know she was tipsy. But when we were doing stuff and all the things, she told me she wanted to throw up. Get out of the bathroom. So I get out of the bathroom, and I was outside, smoking a cigarette. The only thing I remember clearly is that I went to the bathroom, and she was like, not breathing. She was like this. And then I just went to call 911.
The detectives step out of the room to confer with each other. When they return, they begin poking holes in Lopez's story.
We got a little bit of a problem. Yes. Alright. I just got off the phone with her crazy medical examiner's there. Okay, the doctor. And the injury to her is severe. Severe injuries. Severe injuries. Yes. Multiple injuries inside there. Tissue ripped out. Tissue inside. Inside is out on the floor. Yeah.
The medical examiner determined that Maria's tissue had been torn out of her body through her genitals.
Whoa.
What happened?
Whoa. Fucked up.
You know, this is not a case of just rough sex. There's blood everywhere. Everywhere. Listen, just no, just doing whatever she was trying to do. She wasn't telling you to do that. There's more to the story. And if you really love and care for this girl, and you have a heart, you'll tell us what happened. so that we can have some closure for her. Fidel, you ripped her insides out of her. I didn't mean to do that, man. I understand that, but you did it. What pissed you off to the point where you did that? Was she somebody else? Did she tell you she wanted to leave you? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know. Did she tell you she was having sex with her ex-husband again?
Maria had married 8 years earlier but was separated. Lopez admits Maria had talked about her ex-husband the night of her death. Finally, after a 2.5-hour interrogation, Lopez cracks. The couple had argued. Then, things went wrong during makeup sex in the closet.
You're f***ing... So finally go out and do it. What name was she called? Wow.
Oh,
Is that her
shit.
ex-husband? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, shit.
So what did you do at that point? At that point, I get mad. I get really, really mad. You go out of hand.
After sexually assaulting and disemboweling her, Lopez says he walked Maria into the bathroom and splashed water on her face in an attempt to wake her up. Then he called 911.
This is not human, man. It just took her life. I don't mean to, but it is. Because you got enraged. Because I was smart. I was so good. I didn't understand. Maybe I just left the apartment. I was fine.
Lopez was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and 2 counts of sexual battery with great force. He took a deal.
I'm fine. I'm chilling.
But avoiding the death
I'm just doing this, that's all.
sentenced to life in prison. And as part of the deal, he'll never be eligible for parole, and he can never appeal his case.
Damn.
Welcome to Paragold, the destination for luxury home. We're the first to bring the world's best design brands together in one place. With the largest
Is it okay
selection
if I
of
call you
beautiful,
babe?
meticulously made designs, all backed
guess,
by
I don't know.
guarantee. Plus,
It don't
we
bother
provide
me.
dedicated concierge service for a seamless shopping experience at every step. Explore Paragold.com and love extraordinary.
I know you're listening. What is my
I feel like this would go a lot faster if this water pressure was a little stronger. The hot water on here is, man, that pressure sucks.
You see me. First up, we're in Louisville, Kentucky, where 73-year-old Charles Shoulders has been accused of shooting and killing his wife. According to police reports, earlier that night, Shoulders and his 64-year-old wife, Dora, began fighting after Shoulders accused her of infidelity. Police responded to a 911 call made by Shoulders, where he told them, "I shot my wife and I killed her." When they arrived, police say Shoulders was drunk and yelling profanities. Wandora's lifeless body was found in the bedroom with a single gunshot to the head. And a gun was confiscated at the residence. Now, Shoulders is being placed in an interrogation room by officers. Eventually, Shoulders seems to notice that he's handcuffed to the wall and decides to make himself more comfortable.
The damn thing to say,
Before quickly realizing he's not comfortable.
This ain't no cold.
When throwing his chair multiple times doesn't get a response, Shoulders takes it to another level.
It's on your floor. Yeah. Woo.
Hey, why didn't you say something?
Holly.
You were saying you didn't go back?
Holly.
Shoulders complains about the cold room and requests to be taken to jail, but he's told his paperwork is still being processed. When the officer leaves again, Shoulders returns to the chair throwing.
You see me? I don't know what's going on. You can't make me talk to you. I know you're right. Yeah, you get it. You all right? No, I'm not all right. All right. Well, we can't have nice things.
After the officer removes the chairs, Shoulders decides to inspect the room's HVAC system.
Yeah, I'm taking my time washing these damn dishes, huh? Been like an hour already?
Prior to being placed in the interrogation room, officers say Shoulders told them he wanted to speak with a public defender, so they hold off on questioning him. But that doesn't stop Shoulders from keeping their attention.
Tell you. Put it down. Take me out of here. Put it down. Take me out of here. Put it down.
The broken table and its parts are removed for safety before officers return.
Mr. Shoulders, can you stand up? No. Stand up. Stand up for me. All right, look.
Officers eventually collect Shoulders' clothes for evidence, placing him in yellow whites and escorted him to the room for booking.
I'm sending to you. That's not the shit. It's not the real. Come on. Come on. Put your arm in. Not the victim. Walk out.
The next day, Shoulders was arraigned and held on a $100,000 bond. A grand jury indicted him with murder, criminal mischief, and terroristic threatening. And in a separate indictment, he was charged with being a felon in possession of a handgun. Shoulders pled not guilty and went to trial. The portions of the interrogation room video were played for jurors, despite his lawyer's attempts to ban it. Shoulders was convicted of all charges and sentenced to 27 years in prison. He won't be eligible for parole until 2035, when he'd be 93 years old.
Damn. Ain't getting out.
Looking for a reason to try the $5 meal deal with you at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Price makes 5. Get more than you expect. The $5 meal deal, you McDonald's.
Welcome to Paragold, the destination for luxury home. We're the first to bring the world's best design brands together in one place. With the largest selection of beautiful, meticulously made designs, all backed by a quality guarantee. Plus, we provide dedicated concierge service for a seamless shopping experience at every step. Explore Paragold.com and unlock extraordinary.
It's Julia's birthday, so celebrate her. Celebrate her love of snacks or her elegant style. Celebrate the home she gave Alfie.
a space you can go for support. Anytime, anywhere. It's called Saluna, a mental health app for 13 to 25-year-olds that's completely free and anonymous, where you'll find tools for dealing with tough emotions and can talk one-on-one with real mental health professionals about whatever's happening in your world. All for free. No, like for real, free. De-stress, bounce back, and believe that you can with Saluna.
Next, we're in Jackson County, Michigan, where 43-year-old Zachary Morton has been arrested on suspicion of murder. A day earlier, police say the defendant, who had active warrants out of Kent County for assault and firearms charges, had been staying with 80-year-old Delmar Eugene Fraley, 70-year-old Edward John Kansler, and 70-year-old Michael George Pauley at Michael's house, along with a female roommate. That morning, police say the female roommate came home from work and found two of the men dead. She did not initially see the third dead body. She then called 911.
Jackson, 911.
Yes, I saw a shot of a house or something. I don't know. They both look dead. Somebody lives downstairs, and I don't know if they're there. I don't know.
When they arrived, investigators say they found multiple .40 caliber shell casings and noted that Edward's vehicle was missing. Also missing was Morton, who, according to a neighbor, had fled the scene in Edward's SUV. Police began tracking Morton's cell phone, which soon led to his capture and arrest. Today, Morton is being interrogated by Detective Brian Huttenlocker from the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. He says he's willing to cooperate under one condition, based on a conversation he claims he had with detectives from another county.
I have no problem telling you everything as far as anything you have to say, but I was also told if I came in cooperatively, I could see my wife and help my wife.
Are you agreeing with talking to me today?
Yeah, as long as I can see my wife. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to talk to
I'll do, as long as you're not cooperating with that, I have no issue.
I'm not going to talk until I talk until I help her. I know how I do it.
I understand that. When you take my word, get you a hug and get you to talk to her, if I can get them to agree to it.
That's where I understand though, because like I can say anything, and then it's like, oh, why try? That's the only thing that's important to me, that I know my life's over.
Let me see if I can get that arranged, all right?
Thank you.
About 70 minutes later, Morton's wife has agreed to see him, and she brings their young son with her.
I found this. I found this. Oh. Yeah, yeah, kisses. Oh, that's a good kiss. You playing your game? You're so big. Oh, my mommy. Can daddy get a little love? Good, you did. I know. I love you, so you guys. I guess I need to break it up together, doing that. Thank you, brother.
Detectives held up their end of the bargain. Now, it's Morton's turn. He details how the events of the night began when Michael entered his bedroom.
I hear like 2 distinct gunshots downstairs. But that was after I heard a bang. By that time, I have a gun. I kept 40 cal. And I jumped out of bed with the 40 cal and cocked it. He comes in there in the bedroom and he had just had a 38 in his hand and he said, "Motherfucker, I kill you." And so I shot him twice or 3 times maybe. Then like recognizing that it wasn't a gun. And then like panicking, like looking around and being like, you know, what the f***, oh my God. I went to run downstairs and see what the gunshots or whatever it was downstairs. And I kind of up, I ran and took his truck.
I do appreciate your honesty, your cooperation. You could have made this difficult for me, and you did, and I appreciate that.
As long as like you guys have held up your end, like will bring my wife in here and do what you say. I'm just a man of my word.
Despite claiming he acted in self-defense, a jury found Morton guilty of first-degree premeditated murder in the death of Delmar, second-degree murder in the death of Michael, and felony firearm possession. The sentencing judge said the jury convicted him because, quote, "You hunted him down. You pumped multiple rounds into that 80-year-old man." Morton was sentenced to life in prison without parole.
Looking for a reason to try the $5 meal deal with new McDonald's?
That's the rule, huh? Never get it now.
4, and the price stays fly.
So what?
Get more than you
we're
expect
getting there,
with a
y'all.
$5 meal deal with new benefits.
Slowly.
Happy birthday, one of a kind. Snack loving, always elegant. Dog mom to Alfie. With gifts from when life gets a little too loud and you're just trying to get through it, there's a space you can go for support. Anytime, anywhere. It's called Saluna, a mental health app for 13 to 25-year-olds that's completely free and anonymous, where you'll find tools for dealing with tough emotions and can talk one-on-one with real mental health professionals about whatever's happening in your world. All for free. No, like for real, free. De-stress, bounce back, and believe that you can with Saluna.
I avoided the mirror. I felt alone for a long time. I remember going home and praying for it to go away, not taking it away. I go into a lot of things thinking it's not going to work, and I thought Muesli would be the same thing. It actually worked.
More than 700,000 patients have regained their confidence with Muesli's prescription treatments.
When you're hopeless, and then you find other women who are in the same boat as you, you suddenly feel, okay, we're going to get out of it together. That's what Muesli did for me.
Next, we're in Vancouver, Washington, where 61-year-old Mark Leroy Denklau is being interrogated about the kidnapping and murder of a former associate. According to police reports, Denklau belonged to the Gypsy Joker Outlaw Motorcycle Club. The victim, 56-year-old Robert Lee Huggins, aka Bagger Bob, was a former member of the club, but was stripped of his membership, according to court documents, for allegedly stealing from the club and breaking into Denklau's residence, tying up his girlfriend, and stealing multiple firearms. Denklau is suspected by police, along with other members of the club, of later kidnapping and torturing Bob to death as an act of retaliation. A year after Bob's body was discovered, detectives Scott Kurges and Kevin Harper have a new lead in the case involving Denklau's now ex-girlfriend, so they've brought him into question.
That was at your house, and somebody busted in the house, and roughed her up a little bit, tied her up.
Okay, we get
You
there.
know, I can't really answer to that. You're going to have to get that story from him. Okay. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to answer to that but I can tell you again, once again, and you're going to find out that you are completely wrong. Okay. What's that? I'm not going to go there. I'm going to let me just ask you wrong. You got the story all wrong.
Is Bagger Bob part of that?
Oh my God.
Bagger Bob? Yeah, I know who that is. The guy that got killed about a year and a half ago.
That's what all took place.
Man, you know what? The story that you're talking about is somebody else's story. Okay. You're going to have to talk to somebody else.
Who do you suggest we chat with?
I'm not throwing names. It's somebody else's story.
All right, let's take a little look now. See where we're not getting there. We're getting there. It's like the lawyer's starting to look better over there. Bam, 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 bam. I just gotta do something with this little corner right here where I like to collect it, I guess. Where did that cup go?
You see me. First up, we're in Louisville, Kentucky, where 73-year-old Charles Shoulders has been accused of shooting and killing his wife. According to police reports, earlier that night, Shoulders and his 64-year-old wife, Dora, began fighting.
You know what? Enough of this crap. this up. Napkins. I need to go ahead and eat these oranges today or throw them the fuck out. These have been hanging around for a while. Tomatoes, go in the fridge. There's a bunch of shit in the fridge I need to clean out too, like damn, I need to throw some shit out. This can go back in here. I can throw this in here too. And this. And this. And this. Keep these little things. Coupons. See what Lucky's talking about. Probably need this a little later. I might put up some more shelves today. We'll see. Hey, there you go. Found it. Oh man, finally. Yay. Woohoo! Look at that. Oh shit, it was time. I was looking for it this morning. My little guy was wearing black too. He went to school covered in tailor hair. I think it's good enough. What's this? Looks like, oh, this was the little baggie that the old mushrooms were in. I don't know if we'll ever need these. I'll hold on to them for a little bit. What about these, Rick? You gonna need these? I don't know. You know what? Let's consolidate. That's what I'm gonna do. Everything in one bag. Tiny screws. Might come in handy for something. I don't know what though. We'll see. So this can go. This can go. This can be put in here. I'm gonna need that. I always need pens at work. I'm always looking for one. I got so many. And I'm always looking for one. Garbage. Popeye's hot sauce and honey, we'll keep that. I like to use that for something. What is this? Let me see who they got back here. They got somebody missing. Date missing 8/29/24. James Young, Florence, South Carolina. 17 years old. Damn. Alright. Barbecue sauce, why should it sit out like this? Almost there. I'm almost there. Let's put you back over here. You see right there, Tamika. Still got a little bit of weed in here. Finish that. We'll finish that. Throw this away, this away. Apples went bad. What is this? Drugs? Hey, wait a minute. I got some ibuprofen right here. I wonder, wouldn't that help my back a little bit? I'm curious now. Ow. Hey, what are you doing? Don't put your face in there, Dodo. You're gonna get stuck. Come, doggy, you fucking got stuck inside the cage. Huh, alright. Maybe I'll popping up an ibuprofen or something. I might. Let's see how, when do these hold? Are these? Wait a minute. Take a look, see here, eh? Maybe I will a little later. Maybe. Anyways, mission is almost complete here. What we got here? We got the family bundle coupon. I'm ready for that right there. Ah, man, we got to save that for some other time, though. Some other time. That in there, put that in there, put that in there. These motherfuckers, I wanna do this. Like, I wanna plant these. I might just do that today. Just get them started. I wish I could find my other. I got a bunch of sunflowers. I'm gonna plant some more of these today. I might plant some more of these too. For sure, some more of these. Sunflowers, maybe not. Corn and these. I'm gonna plant some of these today at some point. I'm gonna get it started. Get the process started so they get going. What's this? Garbage. What was this? A little screw for what? Just because. Alright, that can go in there. That can go right there. That can go right there. That's gonna go over there. We need this later. I want to try to take the starter off of the mini bike I got. I want to get it started again. That little mini bike. I want to start using it. I need a new starter though. That starter on there's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird to get to. I'll figure it out. Hey, look at these bananas going bad here. Nobody's gonna eat these. I don't like them like this. I like bananas, but like they gotta be like just barely starting to turn yellow. Like I gotta see some green on my bananas, otherwise I'm not eating them. What we got here? A receipt for what? What's this? We're not returning nothing at PetSmart. What we got over here? A bunch of mail that hasn't been opened. Oh man, am I gonna pay my electric bill? Shit. You know what? I need to take care of that for. I'm letting it go again. My electric bill is probably up there already. That motherfucker probably like $300 already. Watch. I gotta check. I ain't paid it in a few months. Yeah, you stupid shit. Let me see where you're at. See that magic number. Oh, this was last shit. This is an old one. This last month's $170 something, 172, is that what it said? Yep, 172. Bastards. I'm gonna send them some money today though. So with these little bit of fruit they're just sitting around, like are they any good? They still got some crunch in them or? They still got some crunch in them. Wow, that tastes good. I might eat them like snacks then. dry. Let's see. So, yeah, it's dry. Right. Try to keep up with this damn laundry today. Ah, shit. Oh my god. Ah. Damn back. What else we got here? We got. Bam. This shit up. We definitely got a bunch of shit in here now. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, like this. That's a perfect banana right here. This is it. Fuck one of these up real quick. Black beans. Some plums right here. Some limes. Some avocado. I was in the dryer. Hurting right now, shit. Oh man, I'm back. Who goes there? Nobody's there, huh? I'm all alone. I'm all alone. "41 minutes though, that ain't bad. I thought it was longer for some reason. It didn't take that long after all. Spray that down. go. Ow. Ow. Oh, no, no, no. I just touched it all. No. Oh, in my hands now. Kids will be happy to see some stuff back there. Bananas. I'm gonna need this later. I'm gonna need this later. I might need this. I'm gonna need this right now. I'm gonna need this later. I'm gonna need one of these limes, maybe. Yeah, probably both. Oranges. Make sure we eat these today. Dogs can help me out with that. Dogs like oranges. Gonna eat that. Plums. I think I might have a plum right now. Scissors. Alright. Alright, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Let me see, like, alright, like eventually I still gotta just clear this up. Well, that's easy. Throw this shit out. Floor, I mean, you know, I can only do something like these motherfuckers are still gonna be shitting and pissing. Star, I'm ready to take you back upstairs. I think she's pretty much done with all breastfeeding life. I mean, if you see the start of the video, like, it's all bad. This ain't bad. This is pretty good. We getting there. Dishes are almost dry. Put these up in a second. Yeah, we good. We good. Not break time, but well, yeah, break time. Break. Maybe do some more laundry. Back hurts. What time is it? 12:32. Maybe no, I'm supposed to be cooking. That's what I should do. Just get the cooking out the way. That way I ain't gotta do it later, right? I just hit my knee on there. Ow. Oh no, the same knee. I hit the same knee yesterday. Yesterday was on the scooter. Today's on fuck. I'm just getting injured left and right. Shit, it's a bad couple of days, bad week. God damn it. Who is that? What's up? Not much around here. Just trying to. I guess I'm gonna get something together for dinner. Black beans. I'm growing onions in there, see? What am I making? Well, I got some red meat in the fridge. I got some black beans right here. I got some rice right here. I got an avocado. You know what? It's looking like kind of just a regular classic Mexican dish. Steak, rice, beans, some avocado. Maybe I'll throw a tortilla on the side. Yeah. We're going Mexican today. Going back to the roots today. Oh, it is. It's gonna be good. Yeah, 1/2 should be good. What's that say? What's my favorite dish? I don't think I have, but I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. Favorite dish. Yeah, who knows? Little onion in there. Bam. That's it. That's all I do with the beans. A little onion in there. After they cook, just season them up. Some salt. And that's it. Real simple. Nothing special. Ah, shit, my cat. One of my cats. Come back. Two-Face. Right here. Hey. Come on. Come here. Come on. Go, 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 come on. Go, come on, man, you over here. Nasty ass. Come on, you too, man, come on, get out of here. Let go, let go. Oh, shit. That little cat. Where you going? You want to go that way, actually. It's a good idea. No, go that way for now, come on. Cats. Alright, that's almost dry. She doesn't have no nipples, you dumb doggies. Stupid cat. Oh, the puppies are too funny. Too funny, pups. They're too funny, come on. That's going. I'm eating a banquet meal right now because we don't have any other food. What they got? They got anything good? Not be over here, kid. You're gonna start dropping stuff. Come on. Seriously. You're not going back out, man. Come on, you just came in. Huh? I'm not doing it. You want y'all some water? I'm looking for the agua. Here. There you go. Do some water. Huh? Water. Know what you want? Get a little taste of that water. Cats. Yeah. Lots of cats, lots of dogs. Might be a little crazy. I don't know. Oh, my damn back. Damn it. How many animals I got? Too many. We'll call it too many.
Building your family. TV job that goes viral and a murder. According to prosecutors, all started on Valentine's Day, February 14th, and again on February 24th, and once again on February 22nd. Under cover of darkness, he believes this killer man could pull off a murder without a traffic. Becky was home alone. Clearly, somebody had gone into this house and had done this and then had left. And nobody had called the police to report certain loud noises, screaming, gunshots. She had been stopped.
All right. Try to count how many cats you got. Damn. Is it more than 6? Shit.
Very clear that something significant.
That's where I'm at with the cats. I'm at 6. Yeah, that's their mama, the one in the cage.
Major crimes mode. It really was an all hands
That's the
on
crazy
deck
one.
Situation.
Crazy mama.
As they're piecing together the crime, police believe the intruder climbed up on the side of the house. And on
Way more than 6. Hot damn.
They used something to pry a window open.
That's cool though. Wish I could have more. Cats are pretty cool.
On the carpet inside.
If you go through the window, her
What are you doing over there, puppy? Hey.
to the right, and then it's to the left. It's a
What are you
very
doing over there?
down the hall. It appeared that the door was shut, and she was trying to run and hide from whatever was doing her.
She had tried to do something to thwart the attack. I would imagine that she was absolutely killed. Her cell phone was found behind the bedroom door.
Jackie attempted to call 911 and misdialed, and the phone never went through.
Records show Becky tried making that emergency call at 1:10 a.m. Barely 1 minute later,
What are you looking for?
Becky's parents flees to the front door.
What?
Then
There's nothing here.
Quincy Police Department continues to investigate the shooting death of Rebecca Bleakman.
We started to look back and try to find surveillance video of the area around Becky's house. We found surveillance
Already, yeah.
video from the day of the murder.
Yeah.
we found video that shows an individual riding a bike.
Move along,
The
child.
was very grainy. There's no way to make an idea. The figure just seems to dissolve away into thin air.
We got tricks. We got
the night of
frosted plates.
someone riding a bike in the
Yeah.
streets around Becky.
We got Honey Nut Cheerios.
Hours before, on the same night, Becky was texting.
Oh, wait, I'll see how many bunches of
How's your evening going?
Hi, who's doing laundry?
Yeah, where the frosted flakes?
Ted Johnson, he was one of the last people to have contact with her, last person to stay with her.
I just got back to my
Corn pops.
I want that.
told me that lost the Ted.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
So that he was that he did not have access to the your agenda.
We, as part of the investigation, downloaded Becky's entire phone and reviewed the messages that Becky had with everybody.
And you walked away because you know I was going to come over here.
What? What is it? What happened?
You got cheeses,
What are you talking about?
chips.
What are you talking about? There's nothing in there. Leave that alone. Those are work snacks.
Oreos, bro?
Those are work. Those are called
Cheetos? Prime milk? Are we
We're going to focus our investigation on.
You don't see nothing. Your eyes are fooling you.
Text that said, if something ever happens to me, please make sure that some person of interest is killed.
That shit.
Bro, get off the counter.
Police performed a search warrant at Tim's house.
Why did they just buy my
Tim
bowl?
is Becky's estranged husband.
Wait.
They found some shell casings, a crowbar, and they took shoes. They also
Just pay into his laptop, computer, and cellular phone.
What they take up?
Tim was defiant when they served the search warrants and was respectful and did exactly
What
what
about
he
the
was
other
told to
one?
do.
You didn't see me
He
grab
didn't
the other
talk
one,
to the
right?
police. He
What does
didn't
it have?
have to
Because
talk to
the other
the
one's
police.
the other one's the older.
The initial investigation, I think, took longer than anybody wanted it to because the community wanted answers. Of course, we wanted to identify a suspect and make an arrest, but there's no rushing the initial investigation.
24.
With no arrest yet for Becky's murder, Quincy is now
24.
and asking one basic question.
Did this one happen to someone else?
I am Polestar
Work
3.
snacks.
I am pure electric.
Work snacks. That's what I said.
From the straightaways to the hairpin turns, I am designed to be driven. The drive of tomorrow. I am Polestar 3. View offers at polestar.com.
It's stressful out there. A lot of phone companies are making noise about fake news, but how do you know?
Must have fixed ours so
The only
good.
things that compass us that we trust.
I wasn't hiding now. I told you they were back there.
When you switch, not only can you save 20% versus the other big guys, the price of your rate plan won't change for 5 years, guaranteed. Sometimes it's nice when things don't change.
T-Mobile's new experience plans. Families can save 20% today, and your price won't change tomorrow. Our entire city was on edge because no one was able to explain what happened.
After the murder of Becky Bleefnick,
That's what I'm on right now. Yeah, my phone.
and the police aren't talking until
Phone
after about 2.5
stream.
weeks of investigating the tragic death of Rebecca Bleefnick,
Why do you ask?
Quincy police arrested her estranged husband. Tim's mugshot is a stark contrast to the clean-cut man in family photos.
Damn.
He's put in jail, and that's right where investigators want him. They're afraid he'll run and take his son. Early on in the case, we decided we wanted him held without bond.
I was pushing Josh that we need to hold him without bond because I didn't want anything to happen to those boys. I didn't want them to be gone from Quincy.
You understand your rights in this case? Not guilty, Ms. Scott?
So after pleading not guilty, Tim stays in jail. The prosecutors are now rushing to prepare their case because Illinois state law requires a trial within 90 days for any suspect denied bond, even in a murder case.
The idea that we're going to do a trial in 90 days was incredibly scary.
In my
Yeah,
career,
make it simple. Stream it on the
I've
phone.
never even heard of a murder trial going from investigation to arrest to trial as quickly as this one. But for Tim Bleefnick's defense attorney, this is great. Casey Schnock knows that prosecutors are now under a tremendous amount of pressure, and she's just fine with that.
Giving them any more time would only give them an opportunity to firm up their case, and we didn't want to give them the opportunity to do that.
Given the amount of complex evidence in this case and how they had to connect all the dots in that short amount of time was extraordinary.
Day one of a murder trial for Tim Bleefnick.
Tim is back in divorce, which, by the way, was never finalized, is a big part of the prosecution's case. Her divorce attorney testifies that when Tim moved out of their house, he took a handgun to Becky Ellen.
What did she say about why she wanted that fire?
She wanted it for protection.
Protection from who?
Her husband, Tim Bleefnick. A judge had ordered Tim to return him to Becky, but just 2 weeks before the murder, Tim called for Quincy police.
He said, "My name is Tim Bluefick."
Did he go on to say why he
What the fuck, your mom? Damn, what's wrong with what?
He did. He
That's fucked up.
Want to give us that crazy bitch.
Tim never returns that handgun to Becky. It's a 9mm, the same caliber as the gun that's used to kill her. But they can't find Becky's gun. In fact, they can't find any gun they can point to as a murder weapon. But they do have those 2 sets of shell casings. One from the murder scene and one from the house.
You look at her pin drop in the courtroom was when they were talking about how several shell cases found in this house were fired from the same gun at shell cases in the crime scene that were discovered.
The defense says there's no way to prove it was Tim who fired those 9mm bullets, since that gun is missing.
The only thing we know is these shell casings match these shell casings, but we don't know where they came from.
Then, the focus turns to those neighborhood surveillance videos, showing that ghostly figure. The one on the bike, in the middle of the night. We can't know from looking at the video of the but here's the main thing. Like, the person was seen on numerous surveillance cameras on a network. As evidence disturbing. According to prosecutors, all starts on Valentine's Day, February 14th, and again on February 21st, and then again on February 22nd, and the last time is February 23rd, which is the night that Becky was murdered. And they point out that those dates and times match up with something else.
Whenever you see a person on that bike, whenever you saw a person on video at Becky's house, every single time that person is seen on the bike or in her yard, Tim's computer is not being used. His cell phone is locked and it's not being used. That's how you can tell. It was simple.
But Tim's attorney points out that nobody they questioned actually recognized Tim in the videos. Not in the yard, not anywhere. Prosecutors just chasing phantoms.
We don't know if it's a man or a woman, if they're tall or they're short, if they're fat or they're skinny. We know that there's a person on the bike, and nobody can see anything beyond that. We were unable to recover any fingerprints that were able to be linked to Timothy Bleeker.
I was unable to find any suitable prints at all.
The crowbar was not a match. The footprint impression was not a match. They did not recover any of Tim's DNA or fingerprints on any of the shell casings that were found at her house. And so as far as the forensic evidence is concerned and the types of evidence that juries really like to hear, their case is really lacking in that regard.
So far, there may not be a ton of physical evidence against Tim, but this is where the trial really starts getting out. Prosecutors introduce evidence about internet searches conducted on Tim's phone and Tim's laptop.
There were searches that were eerily similar to our crime scene. For example, he searched, can I open a door with a crowbar if I lock myself out?
And searches like average police response time, Quincy, and how to make a homemade pistol silencer.
The most chilling one was, can I just wash gunpowder residue off my hands?
Tim's attorney said not so fast. Prosecutors can't even prove Tim made those searches.
He has kids at home, are they getting curious? Are they looking up things about, guns on his phone? They couldn't tell us when these searches were made. We didn't have a day, we didn't have a year, we didn't have a time.
But the prosecution isn't done yet. There's one last piece of evidence, one more discovery from Tim's computer. Will this be enough evidence to convince the jury that Tim Bleefnick is a killer? The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet. It's Chevy.
What kind of dog is it?
Buyers get 2.9% APR.
What kind of dog was it?
Silverado. Or current competitive owners can get $8,350 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. And Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Don't worry. DashPass saves you money on DoorDash. So you can skip the trip to the grocery store and stay right where you need to be. Popcorn? I'm good. Want to go get dinner?
Yeah, I'll order.
When you save big on orders, you can afford to give yourself a pass.
What do we think?
DashPass by DoorDash. Your door to more savings.
You go to beaches so your kids will be entertained. By the Caribbean.
Love it, Star. Take it straight to me. Yeah. Little shit. Alright. Run that way, he gonna get you.
A case like this obviously drew national attention.
A murder trial resumes today for a man who once appeared on the game show Family Feud.
At local station KHQA, the story of Tim Bluefness dominated the
The most searched things in the search engine was Tim Bluefness Family Feud.
There's a lot of interest, so they brought in a fair amount of people there.
With just 90 days to prepare and not much direct evidence, the prosecution's case against Tim Bluefness is not a sure thing.
Mr. Jones, you may proceed.
And that's when the prosecution reveals a late-stage smoking gun. Sorts. But in this case, it's not actually a gun. It's a bike.
A big talking point during Thursday's testimonies in the Bluefness murder trial was centered around a bike.
Turns out, Tim Bluefness had a Facebook account under the name John Smith. And John Smith was looking to buy a bike. He found two.
The listed title is Soul Isn't Smith Mountain.
Yes.
Did you also find a blue Schwinn mountain bike about a half a block from the defendant's home?
Yes, sir.
The bike purchased by that John Smith is just like the one on that ghostly surveillance video. And this becomes really clear when the prosecution shows that they have done their homework.
There's no front reflector or rear reflector on that bike.
No, there's not.
On the video, you see the defendant riding a bike down the street, and when we looked at that bike, we noticed that the bike didn't have any reflectors on the wheels, and we were able to turn that because we had another detective riding a different bike down the street at the same time, and on that video, you could just see the wheels light up from the front.
They really went deep with this bike and to tie everything together.
On February 23rd, 2023, the defendant rode a bike with no reflectors on it that he bought on Facebook to pay. The defendant climbed up a chair in a pergola and on the basement. The defendant tried to open that window with a crowbar, just like he read on the internet. He shot her with a gun with a homemade silencer.
I love cars. What's good? Not much.
When you go back and you look at
dinner,
all the pieces of evidence during this trial, the prosecution really did lay out everything of a timeline.
After he executed Becky in cold blood and left her there on that bathroom, he went back to his house where police would later find 27 shell casings that exactly matched the 8 shell casings that were fired by the gun that shot and killed and executed Becky. And you may be thinking in your mind, well, circumstantial case. But the key word in circumstantial evidence isn't circumstantial, it's evidence.
The defense argues that circumstantial evidence isn't direct evidence. Nobody saw TV or anything. No prints, no weapons.
Now, we talked about DNA. They did not find any of Tim's DNA on the bike that they think he rode to commit this crime. They swapped his car for DNA evidence. They found nothing.
It's not Tim's crowbar. It's not Tim's footprint, and we don't have a witness.
They want you to take away presumption of innocence that all defendants enjoy. That Tim enjoys as he sits here right now. Look at Tim and ask yourself, what hasn't been proven?
The defense wraps their closing argument on the 6th day of the trial, and Tim Leifnick's fate now rests in the hands of the jury.
Prosecuting attorney Josh Jones says he was confident in the evidence presented, but he and Lord Keck were still unsure of what the jury would decide.
There's never been a moment in our life that had more writing on a decision than that one. One thing I always do when we're waiting on a verdict, once we get into the room and we sit down, I have prayers that I say.
The defense counsel, of course, hopes they planted enough seeds of doubt. One juror is all they need.
You hope for a not guilty verdict. You hope that one person is not going to be convinced by a reasonable doubt.
It's the longest 4 hours of our life. Time went by impossibly slowly.
I was down in the basement reliving every mistake I made. For example, we were going to have a photo of Becky on the screen behind me when we were doing the rebuttal. I forgot to do it. So I sat down and thought, you know, if they find him not guilty because I forgot to press a button on a PowerPoint slide, how am I going to feel?
And has the jury reached its verdict? Okay, and if you could hand that paperwork
Be your
to
future wife? That depends. What you look like? I don't know. It all depends.
Which side convinced the jury? Is somebody going to
I gotta see if you're crazy first too.
walking out the door?
I don't want no crazies again. I've been down that road.
It's stressful out there. A lot of phone companies are making noise about breaking into. How do you know you're not paying more? The only things that comfort us that we trust, that's cup of tea, fresh basket of coffees, and tea. When you switch, not only can you save 20% versus the other big brands, the price of your rate plan will be changed for 5 years, guaranteed. Sometimes it's nice when things don't. T-Mobile's new experience plan. Families can save 20% today and the price won't change tomorrow.
You should switch away their contacts because it's super easy, so cheap. I save shipping costs, I save doctor office.
Well, if all is true, sure. Why not? I ain't got no wife.
In stock. It was cheaper on 1-800 contacts than actually going to the eye doctor.
It's the future. 1-800?
Right now, you can save 25% on your first order, plus fast free shipping right to your door.
We are on the record on People versus Tennessee.
Cassandra Spears from Baton Rouge, huh?
We did our best. No matter what, we did our best to get justice for Becky.
Has the jury reached its verdict?
Take me through the moment where the decision was made.
I feel like I didn't breathe for the entire time.
We the jury find the defendant Timothy Smith guilty of first-degree murder.
It was really hearing the jurors say that, I crumbled. My husband actually physically lifted me up because I just sort of crumbled with the weight of it, let alone all of it.
But I'll never forget your film. He was so strong and so strong. I'd never seen an emotional response.
As hot where you at right now? Damn.
It was taken away.
Cold out here.
He was holding it together as long as he could.
They said you did it, and I completely believe them. I just haven't been able to wrap my mind around it yet.
The trial lasted less than a week. The sentence, however, lasted a lot longer. The heaviest sentence the court could impose.
Mr. Leifnick, you researched this murder. You
planned this murder. You broke into her house and you shot her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Damn.
The court believes that the appropriate sentence would be natural life in prison.
Tonight, an Illinois man who once joked on TV about regretting his marriage has been given 3 life sentences for the murder of his wife.
Damn.
3 life sentences. 1 for home invasion, and 2 for first-degree murder with a firearm.
One of the most poignant parts of murder trials is during the sentencing, the friends and family of the victim are permitted to stand up and make a statement. It's really their last opportunity to say something that the murder is accomplished, and they are far and away from the most heartfelt and emotional part of the process.
Before those people, before everyone impacted by this man, are already suffering. And you should see this as a PTSD. And you should look into it quickly before late financial something happens. And luckily, for the boys, they will get rest of the day Because he was later, like nothing could have made life better. And this kid is incredibly capable, amazing man, and fun. And he's like the first person
Me? Red meat? Black meat?
so many people who tried and they shared how much the most for them in their own life.
I was from school, children honored it and not the black man. Sarah hits the legacy of experience. She wants to be remembered about voting on emotional kind of statements that best fit into this. In some ways, that type of trauma should be just as bad as the school and the salary and the country. Then it's a big tragedy.
Going back out or what? Where?
And that's hard for the first time I could do that. It was like, I don't know, God, and it's a big thing. Of course, it's a problem in 42 of her life. There's other smaller migrants who's going forward. Going to the future, all of us. Maybe they can do that doing something like that.
I think we can get extremely clear. But if you can't fail, you will spend the rest of your life in prison for that community.
That's the part of the business
So they're long gone. The guy behind bars, you know when Becky Steve living? Right now they're living in grandma's grandma. Becky County,
my parents have dedicated their life to raise them in a way that Becky didn't.
Becky took the thing on the neck.
I'm not sure that I love her. One, I wish to keep her there. I could take her story.
Something real yummy. o'clock.
Overnight, in that very tough tone that we heard from President Vladimir Scott. What are you hearing from your sources about the status of the negotiation?
Well, because I spoke to President Trump's envoy, General Keith Kellogg, today, and he told me that the talks in London that closed yesterday were candid and constructive, despite the fact that the Secretary of State Marco Rubio and another envoy, Steve Witkoff, President Trump, didn't attend. And they didn't attend, it appears, and they didn't say this openly, because President Zelensky is ruling out recognizing Crimea as Russian, and that is part of the Trump peace plan issue right now. Ukraine is constitutionally not able to recognize Crimea as Russian. President Zelensky couldn't just do it even if he wanted to, but that is just an example of how President Trump talked before the election about getting a peace deal quickly. What he's really doing is exposing how difficult it is, how after years of war, hardening people's opinions, it's going to get really hard to reach that kind of a deal. Extraordinary, right? To hear, but see President Trump writing on Truth Social. I don't think that President Putin has a Truth Social account, but writing to President Putin using his first name like that, Vladimir Scott. At the same time, I will say that in comments, similar comments just in the past few hours, among other things, President Trump suggesting that the fact that Russia has not taken more Ukrainian territory was a concession by President Putin. Of course, that is simply not true. It was the bravery of the Ukrainians that prevented Russia from taking more territory, and particularly taking the capital, Kyiv. So this bombardment against Kyiv by the Russians raises the question about whether the Kremlin really is committed to peace. Interesting to hear what the Kremlin said today. Just listen to the language. It says President Putin stands for peace that respects Russia's interests. And remember that Russia includes its interest, for the Kremlin does at least, includes not having Ukraine join NATO, which the US has ruled out, but also Russia says no security guarantees for Ukraine either. Ukrainians, of course, are simply saying, well, we'd like to know that we aren't going to be exposed to Russia doing this again. I will tell you, we've spoken to Russians on the streets in Moscow, and some say this week, some say that they want a truce, others say that Russia should keep fighting. There are quotes from Ukrainians on the streets of Kyiv who say a peace deal is not worth the price that we look like we might have to pay. So this is a very, very tough negotiation.
It certainly is, and of course this was another key campaign promise of President Trump that we watched so closely. So thank you so much for that fantastic reporting. Ambassador McFall, let me turn to you now. We have heard President Trump, other top officials, the Vice President, the Secretary of State, all say that they are prepared to walk away from these negotiations if they feel as though both sides or either side is not serious about getting a deal done. What do you make of the strategy so far that we are witnessing from the Trump administration to try to get a peace agreement?
Well, I applaud President Trump for being engaged and trying to mediate an end to this war, this horrific war that you just say north south south. Second, I think the idea that we have to talk to the Russians, which President Trump did, and Marco Rubio, Secretary of State Rubio went to Saudi Arabia to open that line of communication. I also and that's where my applause is. Because everything else
It's just been their strategy has been concession to Putin and pressure on the Ukrainians. They somehow believe if they just keep giving Putin everything he wants, he will stop fighting, and at the same time, forcing the Ukrainians to surrender. And I just, if it works, I would applaud it as well, but it's not working. And the fact that Crimea, out of the blue, is now a necessary condition, allegedly, for President Zelensky to endorse, but also for the United States to endorse. Where did that come from? The only explanation I have is that Putin already got everything he wanted on his list, and so he asked for more. And I just don't think the strategy that they're pursuing is achieving the objective. And I want to be clear, we're not talking about a peace deal. I think we need to be clear about that. We're just talking about a ceasefire. Peace negotiations could have gone for years after that. And even to get a ceasefire that has not yet been accomplished by this strategy.
Well, that's a really important clarification to point out. This is an agreement, talks to try to get an agreement for a ceasefire. When I spoke with President Trump on the phone several weeks ago, he said if he doesn't move Russia serious, he's considering imposing secondary tariffs on Russia. We have not seen that happen. We have not seen any actions taken toward Russia. Do you think that that type of pressure would make a difference, would get Russia to get more serious, to at least stop these bombardments that we're seeing in Ukraine? What do you think needs to happen at this point?
Well, you made a lot of news with that phone call, I want you to know, in my world, because that was the first time that I can remember on the record that President Trump actually thought about using coercive diplomacy vis-a-vis the Russians. And, you know, I was a diplomat for a while, and I've studied diplomacy all my life. There has to be a mix of parent and states. Rarely you just give everything and that works out. That's called a peace thing. You know that didn't work out. So that was very important. But those were words he said to you, and they have not done that. And I sincerely believe that if he wanted to change the dynamics of these negotiations...
Not done though, but it's looking pretty good though.
...impose more sanctions, and two, signal that he's going to continue military assistance.
It's not done though.
If you want to get Putin's attention, those are the two very concrete things
Y'all
that the
gotta go.
president could do. Just saying something tough on
Go ahead.
social
What you
media,
gotta do?
that's not going to get Putin's attention.
Well, you know, as a diplomat yourself, Ambassador, I wonder what you make of Steve Witkoff going to meet with Vladimir Putin for a second time this month. How significant is that?
Well, again, the modality, the principle of engaging with your interlocutors, even when they're your enemies, as we did during the Cold War, I applaud. So I think it's a good thing that we have this channel of communication. But so far, I'm worried that it's just being used to communicate what Putin wants. It's as if Mr. Witkoff is acting as his agent to go back and to report to the Ukrainians, these are the new demands. Again, where did this thing of Crimea come from? It may have came from that meeting that you're showing right now. That's not diplomacy. Just listening to Putin and then saying, well, this is what he wants, that's not real diplomacy. That's just acting as an agent. And I hope that they change their position vis-a-vis the Russians, because so far it's not achieving results.
All right, Ambassador McFaul, thank you so much as always for joining us. For your perspective, we really appreciate it. It's good to see you. Coming up, President Trump's immigration agenda faces new legal setbacks as a Trump-appointed judge orders the governor to facilitate the return of another migrant who was sent to El Salvador. Plus, the escalating fight between higher education and the Oval Office. President Trump lashes out at Harvard, denying the Ivy League institution as quote anti-Semitic, far left, and a threat to democracy. Stay with us. You're watching Meet the Press Now.
So sick.
Are you okay?
They're incredible.
This is what? Air kiss?
That's
That's more like a digital kiss, ain't
Says
it?
here, Dr. Baker never rushes.
That's more like a digital kiss.
And Dr. O'Connelly make patients feel heard. And has an opening today. What? I feel better already.
You've got options. Book now.
Can't get to you.
Kristen Welker hosts Meet the Press every Sunday on NBC.
Hey, I'm Hallie. We are coming on the air with fast-moving developments. Egg prices spiking, as anybody who has been to the grocery store has seen. What does this mean for people? Cheap AI. Talk to me like I'm me, and you know me. How big of a deal is this?
NBC News Daily, weekdays from 12 to 4 on NBC News Now. Kristen Welker hosts Meet the Press every Sunday on NBC.
Welcome back. A Trump-appointed Maryland judge is now the latest judicial official ordering the Trump administration to facilitate the return of another Venezuelan man deported to El Salvador. The individual, who's been identified in court papers by the name Christian, was deported last night despite a prior court judgment barring his removal from the U.S. pending his asylum claim. The judge cited the high-profile case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia in her order for the government to facilitate the return of Christian to the U.S., which the judge says means they actually have to ask El Salvador to release him. Joining me now is NBC News legal affairs reporter Barry Grumbach. Barry, thank you so for being here as always. So what do we know about this latest individual and case of this person deported to El Salvador?
This is a case of a 20-year-old who came to the U.S. several years ago and then claimed asylum. So the asylum proceedings took several years, and part of the settlement agreement with those proceedings was that he could not be deported from the U.S. until those proceedings were completely adjudicated. That had not happened by March 15th, when he was put on a plane to El Salvador, and today he's currently sitting in CPOT, that notorious El Salvadoran prison, and the judge here said that she wants the government to facilitate bringing him back to the U.S.
And a notable twist in the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the judge in that case actually hit the pause button on the discovery process, but also had some pretty harsh words for the Justice Department. What did the judge have to say, and what are the implications?
So it was going to be a week-long pause on discovery. You'll remember there was depositions, there were being answered, a lot going on to get to the central question that she wanted to know, which was there willful disobedience of her court orders to facilitate bringing Kilmar Abrego Garcia back to the United States. She has not decided whether or not there's willful disobedience yet, and she's put everything on pause for a week. So the next deadline we're going to be looking forward to is April 30th, a week from yesterday, to see what will happen in that case.
And another judge has actually blocked the push for President Trump's executive
Where do you live?
which targets sanctuary
I
cities.
told you already. San Francisco.
Block on a block. The Trump administration
San Francisco, California.
Federal funding going to more than 15 sanctuary cities.
Far, far away.
A judge today said that cannot happen, that they deserve to have this because it is constitutionally unconstitutional for them to do this. Like the separation of powers clause, the spending clause, a number of real deep disobedience clauses there, but saying that the judge said here we go again, because this has happened before. During the first Trump administration, the same thing happened. The executive order came down from the Trump administration related to the federal funding for sanctuary cities. The judge then, the same judge, said no, you can't do it, and he said again today, you can't do it.
No, and we continue to watch all of these state laws for the court, the Trump administration, and of course. Gary, thank you so much. Great to see you, as always. Well, President Trump is scheduled to sign more executive orders at any moment now after signing 7 new orders yesterday. tied to higher education. Those orders came as the president lashed out at Harvard University today after it filed a lawsuit against the
I am on my way.
to cut more than $2 billion in federal research funding. President Trump basically calling the university a quote threat to democracy.
I'll be waiting.
Now, as NBC White House correspondent Dave Gutierrez. Dave, thanks so much for being here. So break down the education-focused executive orders that the president signed yesterday.
Good afternoon. Yeah, the president, this is all part of the administration's broader effort to remake higher education. In many ways, quite significant. Now, here in the West Wing, yesterday, the president signed one executive order aimed at accreditation, basically changing the way that colleges and universities could be accredited as a way of potentially feeding out
for real?
universities that don't align with the president's agenda. Now, another executive order also is about remaking the Department of Education and having schools teach more artificial intelligence and AI. The president's calling it a big deal. Person, as I said, this is a huge change for the federal government having this much trying to remake higher education based on the president's agenda. And this is something that we expect that the White House says is coming about because the president refers to these institutions as being filled with radically left sectors, and they want to sign this executive order in order to make a change across higher education across the country.
Yeah, and the president is really using it in sharp words to target Harvard, even as
blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Part of that for you, he says Harvard is an anti-Semitic, far-left institution, as are numerous others, with students being accepted from all over the world that want to rip our country apart. And Harvard is a threat to democracy, of course. There's just no justification in fact to back that up. But what do we know about the tactics that the president's deploying here, Dave, and that there's ongoing legal battle?
Well, the Harvard,
I am on the plane. Damn, that was quick. You keep the plane in your backyard or something? That was fast. Shit.
This is about a much bigger issue.
Where are you coming from? Just so I know how long that plane will take.
Lashing out at today, and Kristen, $2.2 billion in funding is at stake here for Harvard, and the administration does not seem to be
3 years later.
Calling any lawsuit by Harvard, really pushing back and saying that it is up to universities across the country to make good use of taxpayer money. So we expect this to really play out over the coming weeks and months as the administration does ramp up its attacks on institutions of higher learning across the country.
Dave Gutierrez covering the lockdown for us today. Dave, thank you so much. Coming up next, Party Foul. The head of the DNC just rebuked one of his own deputies for his outspoken plans about primary challenges against some incumbent Democrats. So with us, the panel is next. You're watching Meet the Press.
Doing it for me? You ain't gotta do nothing for me. Angel, what's going on? Another day.
Step. News. ABC News Network. NBC News mobile app. Get connected to your favorite news shows. In the top 10, breaking news and live video. Download the NBC News mobile app. NBC News Daily.
Where have I been? I've been right here. Right here in this damn kitchen.
The Democratic Party is dealing with new infighting today as it looks to move forward and avenge losses from November's election. While announcing a new effort to send money to state parties, DNC Chair Ken Martin rebuked the actions of one of the DNC vice chairs, David Hogg, who's launching a group to target incumbent Democrats in favor of younger candidates, which breaks with the DNC's directive that it stays neutral in primaries. Here's what Martin had to say.
Let me be unequivocal. No DNC officer should ever attempt to influence the outcome of a primary election, whether on behalf of an incumbent or a challenger. And let me say, I have great respect for David Hogg. I think he's an amazing young leader who's done so much already to help move our movement forward. And while, certainly, I understand what he's trying to do. As I've said to him, if you want to challenge incumbents, you're more than free to do that, but just not as an officer of the DNC, because our job is to be neutral arbiters.
Joining me now on set is Susan Page, Washington Bureau Chief for USA Today. Andrew Bates, former Deputy White House Press Secretary in the Biden administration, and Lonnie Chen, fellow at the Hoover Institution, Director of Domestic Policy Studies at Stanford University's Public Policy Program, and an NBC News contributor. Thanks to all of you for being here. Susan, let me start with you. Let's delve into this infighting. David Hogg and Martin saying, look, you are welcome to go about challenging incumbents. You just can't do it as one of the parties. What do you make of what we're seeing here?
That's not an unreasonable position for the DNC chairman to take. But I think what's more significant is what this signals about the Democratic Party, which has still not settled on a coherent, consistent message, a way to respond to President Trump, and a way to deal with the fact that they have no basic power left in Washington these days.
Andrew, what do you make of this? It comes on the heels of the announcement that the president's not going to seek re-election. I mean, is this a sign that younger Democrats, the next generation of Democrats, are ready to really push for generational change?
I agree with Susan that it is reasonable for the DNC to make sure that they are being the referee and not a player in primaries. And I do respect what David Hogg has done, turning the horrible experience that he and his classmates went through into a rallying point to try and achieve gun reform. I think that whenever a party goes through a loss, you then go through a period where you do some soul searching. And I think the most important thing you can do is listen to voters about what matters most to them. And I think that Martin and other leaders in the party have done a good job of bringing people together around what people care about most, which is that Trump is raising the prices that he promised people he would lower, which, as your polling results show, people are reacting to.
Yeah, let's look at those polling results that you mentioned, Andrew. Look at this. This is according to our latest NBC Stay Tuned poll. 60% of respondents say they disapprove, Lonnie, of President Trump's handling of the economy, and to be more specific, inflation and the cost of living. Those were major factors in why President Trump was elected. He's saying, everyone just hold on, give my tariff policies, a chance to work. But he also promised to lower prices on day one. How much time do you think people are going to give him?
Well, I think the American people are patient, but there's a deadline.
When do you think that deadline is?
The deadline is going into the midterm elections, right? And ultimately, the question is going to be whether the Republicans who are running in marginal seats are going to want to be running with the Trump economy or in some ways against the Trump economy, depending on how we do. But I do think the American people will be patient. I think it's very difficult to assess at this point exactly how they feel about tariffs because we haven't really seen the intermediation in prices. That's the question. When prices sort of come back, if they come back a lot higher for more than just cars, let's say it's things like stuff we buy every day, that may be a political problem for Republicans. But as of now, I think
there's going to be a lot of, cut a lot of this budget money.
We really haven't seen what the impact is yet.
Well, you have a lot more faith in the American people than I do. And they,
Oh, well.
I think it's much shorter. Much shorter. You know, we're seeing that the Pew poll that came out this week, 60% of Americans oppose this tariff policy. 30% of Republicans think it's a bad idea. He has a big problem with the trauma we've seen in the market and the prospect that prices will start to go very soon when these tariffs really begin to bite.
Well, let's look at another poll we discussed at the top of the program. He does get high marks on his handling of border. That's another one of his top issues. Andrew, you see it plus 15%, and then again, they're on the economy, negative 18 on the economy broadly, negative 25 on tariffs, negative 26. And yet, as Susan points out in the top of her remarks, Democrats haven't really figured out what their streamlined message should be. Is there a timeline by which Democrats really need to start saying song back?
I think the most important thing that we can do is hold him accountable for taking the strongest, best performing economy in the world and then pumping it full of cyanide. By every measure, the economy that he inherited is worse now. And people know that. That is his biggest weakness. It's why he's desperate to talk about anything else. And so I think that Democrats have to make sure we are again listening to people. They're being clear that their top priority is those costs that are going up. And he's been clear that he wants to use the revenue from his tariff taxes as the biggest tax hike on the middle class in modern history, so he can cut taxes for billionaires.
Lonnie, I want to give you a chance to respond. I also want to put up another poll that we have. This is a Pew poll, and it kind of breaks down his approval rating by demographics. You see him underwater with voters broadly, with men by 11 points, which is a surprise because, of course, men helped to fuel his election, and then it goes on from there, negative 68 with Black Americans and so on and so forth. What do you make of these numbers against the backdrop of the argument that Andrew's making?
Look, if the numbers are there and they're sustained, that is a massive change from what we saw in the November elections, because there are constituencies there and issues on which the president did very, very well, and these results reflect something different. Look, I think the American economy continues to be the most resilient in the world. We have low unemployment. We have pretty strong growth. Core inflation is actually quite low. If you look at industrialized countries around the world, this economy is performing well. I think the question is going to be, how's the economy going to look 6 months from now? And to the point, I mean, I just think that the assessment of the American people is ultimately going to come at the ballot box. That's why I think the midterm elections are the key factor here. What is being done in the lead up to that? How do people feel about the economy? How do they feel about prices? Those are really going to be the benchmarks we got to watch.
So, yeah, I mean, you take me to my next question, because what happens between now and the midterms? Trump's hitting the road to mark his first 100 days, not an unusual strategy, but we haven't really seen him out in the country in this first 100 days. Susan, what do you make of that? And is this going to be important, as Lonnie says, as we inch closer to the midterms, to keep his finger on the pulse of what people are saying?
You know, one of the things that's interesting in these polls is President Trump continues to have core supporters who are unshakable, who are with him, yes, who will be with him always.
Yes.
But it's not enough to win an election. It's 40% or a little more or a little less than that. And we see some erosion, the big reluctant Trump voters who are now looking at what's happening and feel maybe uncomfortable with the sense of chaos, worried about what's going to happen with the price of eggs and the price of gas. So that's what to look for. But Trump has not lost the support of those who have been with him since he came down that escalator in 2015.
And likely never will. That is absolutely right, Susan. Andrew, you obviously have been a part of a White House communications team. What do you make of what we've seen from President Trump in terms of this is really going to be his first rally since he's, entered the White House? Because I believe he had a big rally when he was elected.
I think that he's on defense because he has managed to discredit the core promise that he made to people. He told people that he was going to fight for everyday families' economic interests against a wealthy elite establishment, and he's done the opposite in every conceivable way. And I think that that can deal a wound to a president's leadership very early on if people are feeling this. If they remember, you told me, David, the direct quote, I remember when you interviewed him, and he said, I won because of the price of groceries. I will bring those way down. But now those are up because of his actions. And I don't think people respond to that kind of betrayal well, and I think they remember it.
Lonnie, what do you make of him hitting the road on 100 days? And is it a chance for him to start to message? As Andrew's saying, he was pretty clear in his promises to vote is it a chance for him to start to speak more directly, perhaps, to the American people to make that case?
Yeah, I think he has an opportunity to very clearly state, look, here are where we think our accomplishments are, and here are the ways in which we think, the tariffs continue to be the big ongoing question. What's going to happen to prices? What are they going to do to the economy? He can message, this is one.
Yep, rice is done, beans are done, battery's done. Yep. Till next time.